Welcome to Pimpy's Investment Chat, where we keep investment talk simple. And here's your host, Pimpy.
What is going on out there, peeps? All right, so let's get back to Iraq. A couple things are happening. We're finding out that there are some exchange companies being less than honest and committing frauds, allowing the central bank to go in there and pretty much slap them around and take control over their company. Also, Forbes magazine releases the 10 weakest currencies out there and why it is that they're so weak. Is Iraq on that list? Good question. Before we get started, do me a favor and hit the thumbs up button. And if you're not a subscriber, please do so, because when you do, it helps out the channel, and I certainly do appreciate it. If you're thinking about buying gold, silver, or any other precious metals, head on over to our friends at Money Metals Exchange. The link is down below in the description, or just type in www.moneymetals.com/Pimpy. If you make a purchase when you follow that link, you will automatically be entered for a chance to win 10 free silver ounces. So get started today, and hopefully your stack will start to look like this real soon. So head on over, tell them Pimpy sent you. You can follow me over on other platforms. I do have my own group over on Facebook called Pimpy's Investment Chat. Over here, we do talk about gold, silver, cryptocurrencies, as well as foreign currency investments. So head on over here and join us. It's free to do so. In here, I do post updates. If I should get on suspension from YouTube or get removed from YouTube and you want to know what happened to me, I'll let you know right here in this group. I can be found on Twitter, MeWe, YouTube, and the cool thing about YouTube, if you come over here and you join and you find my channel, I got videos going back, I believe, a couple years. So if you want to see some older videos that I have on Nasera, Jacera, gold, silver, cryptos, come on over here and join. Look me up and check out my videos. You can also find me on Odyssey. Catch me on Rumble. When I say that the links for all these are down below in the description, some of you don't know what I'm talking about. It's real simple. Just go down to the bottom right here of any of my videos. See this? This is the description. Hit show more. And there are all the links to all the platforms I just spoke about. So if you do want to head on over to Money Metals, just click it. And there you are. So come on over. Join us. I look forward to having you. I want to quickly take the time to thank the large amount of new subscribers over on Pimpy's News Network. I have been dropping a lot of new content over there, so a lot of new people are joining the website, so I appreciate that. I do my best to put content on there daily. It doesn't always happen that way. As a matter of fact, sometimes I can go a few days without putting new content, but I have been going pretty crazy on adding new videos on there recently. So head on over there, because it has nothing to do with investments. It has more to do with what's going on politically and with current events. Again, I appreciate all the new subscribers. Head on over there. Let me know what you think. So, central bank accounting for travel companies involved in fraud in compensating citizens. So the Central Bank of Iraq revealed the accountability of companies involved in fraud on citizens through the platform selling dollars for travel purposes. Many complaints were received by the Central Bank of Iraq by citizens regarding their receipt of travel amounts while they did not travel. That's interesting. He pointed out that the central bank is aware of this, and the companies involved have been held accountable, and all measures have been taken, including fined the company or bank and compensating citizens by the company involved until the limit of procedures by the central bank reached the suspension of the company from entering the window as a punishment. Go ahead and say that 10 times real quick. Let's stress that the central bank takes into account all complaints and takes the necessary measures against these companies and banks and issues sanctions and compensation to citizens. The Parliamentary Integrity Committee revealed installation of manipulation carried out smoothly without accountability and by persons with a relationship that may be direct or indirect with governmental or non-governmental institutions to exploit closed platforms of the Central Bank of Iraq to sell dollars and include names and receive travel amounts to citizens whose passports have not even indicated for travel. So like I said, if there's a way to commit fraud, I promise you they'll find it. one way or another. Now, they're being really nice in this paragraph. If you notice, it says smoothly without accountability by persons with a relationship that may be directed or indirected with governmental or non-governmental institutions. Most likely governmental. They're just being nice. I told you these governments are corrupt. So all decisions of council of ministers taken in today's meeting. This is a long list. Said that the Prime Minister Al-Sadini chaired on Tuesday the 29th regular session of the Council of Ministers, during which they discussed developments in the country, follow up on the implementation of the files related to various issues at the national level, and accelerating the implementation of the priorities of the government's program, in addition to discussing the topics on the agenda and issuing decisions and recommendations related to them. Conforming to the directives of the Prime Minister regarding the advancement of health reality and the completion of stalled hospital projects, the Cabinet approved the recommendation of the minutes of the 33rd meeting of the Diwani Order Committee 45 of 2018 regarding the development of the necessary means, mechanisms, and solutions to complete public hospital projects, taking into account the observation of the members of the Council of Ministers during the meeting sessions. So this has been an ongoing problem. There's a lot of these projects building schools as well as hospitals that are half-assed done and not complete because of a lot of fraud that was involved with them. So now they're talking about doing what they can to complete these projects, and I hope they get them taken care of because there are a lack of facilities there. Now, I will say this about Iraq that a lot of people do not know this. Are you ready for this? Iraq has one of the best hospitals dealing with cancer. And you know how much it costs to go there? It's free. People around the world go there, but it's obviously flooded. And a lot of people have concerns about their safety when they go there. Just imagine a hospital that specializes in cancer that you can go to for free. In the energy file, the Cabinet approved the recommendations of the Ministerial Council of Energy for the year 2023 regarding the liquid gas pipeline 16 knots as follows. So let's just touch on these points because I don't want to read them all, but let's at least get the gist of it. Lending one or more of the Ministries of Oil companies, the Oil Pipelines Company, $50 million to finance the liquid gas pipeline project. Authorizing the aforementioned company to complete the referral and contracting procedures according to the financial validity in accordance with the Council of Ministers. The Ministry of Oil, in coordination between it and the Ministry of Planning, shall list a project after completing the basic listing requirements to secure the amount in question for the allocation of the Ministry's investment projects for the year 2023. So the Cabinet also approved recommendations of Ministerial Council of Energy. So here's additional approvals. Approval of the minutes of the meeting signed between the representative of the Ministry of Electricity and the managing director of a group general contracting company held in June 4, 2023, which includes reducing the price of the power purchase tariffs for the construction of the solar power plants and I'm not even going to try to go ahead and pronounce these names. So just understand that some contracts were approved for solar energy. Authorizing the Ministry of Electricity to sign the annex to amend the implementation contract with the aforementioned company according to the recommendation of the Ministerial Council of Energy. Said that the session discussed a range of different topics on the agenda, and the following discussions were taken as follows. First, approving the draft law canceling the decisions of the dissolved Revolutionary Command Council related to Kirk government and referring to the House of Representatives based on the provisions of the Constitution. 2. Approving the requirements for the implementation of the General Population and Housing Census according to the letter of the Ministry of Planning, Central Bureau of Statistics, taking into account the observation of Legal Department of the General Secretariats. It goes on to say, so all these are just saying that they're shifting around who the authorities are for approval of projects. That's what most of this is. Urgent. Ahmad Sistani's office announces Thursday the first day of Muharram. So the Supreme Leader is announcing on Thursday the first day of the month for Muharram. So it's just another holiday. I wish we had half as many holidays as they do in Iraq. This is an interesting move. Considering that Iraq and Iran had found a workaround to pay each other, that all of a sudden, this is what happens. Washington extends Iraq's exemption by paying the cost of the electricity to Iran for 4 new months. Really? Secretary of State Anthony Blinken has signed an exemption that allows Iraq to pay for electricity to Iran for 120 days. The new exemption allows Baghdad to deposit Iranian debt in non-Iraqi banks, the U.S. official added. The U.S. decision comes more than a week after the signing of an agreement between the Republic of Iraq and the Islamic Republic of Iran. That's what I'm saying. This is really suspicious. In Baghdad, under which imports and operated Iranian gas for electric power production plants is traded for Iraqi crude oil and black oil. This agreement was reached after several days of negotiation in which delegations and technical committees from both sides participated, according to the Prime Minister. So all of a sudden now the United States wants to play nice. It said this agreement comes within the framework of the government's efforts to address the crisis of supplying gas operating power plants, avoiding financing problems, and the complexity of the U.S. sanctions that prevented the continued payment of import requirements, and the agreement will contribute to providing more flexibility for the gas supplies process, operating plants, and stability electric power production. In other words, we get some AC is what it is. So, an Arab currency is stronger than the U.S. dollar. Well, we know which one that is. That's a Kuwait Dinar. Forbes monitors the 10 weakest monetary currencies in the world. The Iranian Rial. You could buy 42,273 Iranian Rials for $1 US. Although the currency is now floating, it has remained at around 42,000 Rials to $1 over the past few years. It has mostly to do with the sanctions, obviously. Because if you read right here, it says, despite Iran's leadership in oil and gas, economic sanctions have put pressure on the Iranian currency in addition to political unrest and high inflation. And you're going to find that a big chunk of these currencies, that's the issue with them. It has more to do with sanctions than anything else. Well, looky here. Here's one of the currencies that we deal with all the time. The Vietnam Dong. For $1 US, you can get 23,711 Vietnam Dongs. It said that this services represents the largest portion of the gross domestic product, followed by industry such as electronic, energy, and textiles. But the currency has been affected by restrictions on foreign investments and the recent slowdown in exports, along with high interest rates in the United States. I brought that up a couple times in videos of people say the interest rate has nothing to do with it. Yes, it does. So not to keep going down all these, but you have the Laotian Kip, the Sierra Leone, the Indonesia Rupiah, Lebanese Pound, and one thing you will not find on here, believe it or not, is Iraqi Dinar. So congratulations who've now added the Akkad and Samar, the 2 newest oil tankers, to join the Iraqi fleet soon. This is only going to help with their export of oil and increase the value, helping the economy in Iraq. But they really do got to get away from relying so much on oil. So here we go. Starting from tomorrow, a deputy confirms that the implementation of the budget items in all state institutions. So the budget is to be implemented tomorrow. Finally, people have been waiting for a long time. Said the launch of salaries of new job grades will take place after the completion of sending information and orders in all institutions and state ministries, noting that there are thousands of new recruits awaiting the release of their salary with the budget. You know, the way they word this, I wonder if these people get paid anything. If they don't, good Lord, the fact that they sit around and wait for the money to come before they can actually pay their bills is ridiculous. I remember farmers who were waiting like 3 to 5 years before they could do anything. Said the implementation of the budget will be decided this week after it was also circulated to all governments, pointing out that there are many job grades that have been allocated and are awaiting full implementation to open the doors for submission to them. So tomorrow the budget is being implemented. Good. Al-Sadini, the government is serious in its endeavor to advance the industrial reality as part of the economic reforms. I noticed that most everything they do is some reform or another. That's how out of whack Iraq was. said the Prime Minister Al-Sidini directed the urgent and rapid measures to be taken to enable the state to improve the environment for industrial investment. So Al-Sidini's office stated that the Prime Minister chaired a meeting dedicated to discussing the reality of industrial sector in Iraq and the path of launching a new industrial initiative to advance this sector in the presence of a number of advisors and representatives of the private sector. Good. They need to grow the private sector as much as possible so they're not so reliant on oil. This is great news. The statement added that the meeting discussed including the initiative in reviewing discussions in legislative related to the industrial sector, as well as preparing a package of urgent decisions aimed at rapid support for the national industrial sector. During the meeting, Al-Sidini directed to take urgent and rapid measures that enable the state to improve the environment for industrial investment and develop its contributions to the national economy. Al-Sidini stressed that the government is keen to adopt promising national industrial projects, which will be a partner to the state in implementing economic development plans, and the government is serious in its endeavor to advance the industrial reality as part of its economic reform adopted within the priorities of the government program. That's what we love to hear. So there you have it. The budget is about to be implemented. There is a high amount of priority in regards to the private sector and growing it, which is what we want to hear. Anyways, you let me know what you think. I look forward to hearing from you. I'll catch you later. I'm out.